Hey, Andy here from builderhottub.com. In this video, I'm going to help you decide whether you need to replace your topside control. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so you've found this video because you're debating whether you need to replace the topside control or the keypad, as it's also known on your hot tubs. So hopefully by the end of this video, I'll help you decide exactly what you need to do. So I'm actually going to start with some common problems that you might be able to fix without replacing the whole topside control. So the first one is condensation or water on your display. And it may look something like this, where there's condensation, you can't really read the numbers or the display correctly. This might be a case of you only need to replace the overlay and not the actual display itself. Now, if you're not sure, what you can do is you can actually peel the overlay off the topside controls. The overlay is basically the graphics that give the buttons some labels, and over time these can be unstuck from the actual topside control or the keypad, and water condensation can get underneath and cloud up that display. Quite often you can remove the overlay card, dry out the display underneath, and then put a new overlay card over the top. So you're looking at a $20 fix rather than something which could be well over $100 to fix. So if you can replace just the overlay card with condensation and water underneath on that display, then that might enable you to not have to replace the whole keypad. Now, a second common fix, or something that you can fix with the topside without having to replace the whole unit, is the buttons. So if you're pressing, for example, the jet button and it's not working, quite often over time these buttons get stuck into the keypad itself. So just as before, you're going to want to remove the overlay card, and you can then see the buttons, and the buttons look like this when there's no overlay card on it, and quite often they get stuck. And if you use a pin, you can actually prise the button out, and then if you put a little bit of grease or oil around the sides of it, you'll find that you might be able to free it up so that it will then function again. And again, in this scenario, you might just need a new overlay card, or you might even be able to refit your old one, but normally it's a new one because they're sticky, and it will be certainly over time would have got a bit old there. It's probably best to get a new overlay card for your topside. So there's two examples where you wouldn't need necessarily to replace the whole topside control. Now, before we get on and look at the scenarios where you do need to replace the whole topside control, always a good opportunity for me to say, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification icon to be notified when my videos go live. I do 2 long form videos just like this every single week, a whole bunch of shorts, and everything on my channel focuses on DIY hot tubs, plunge pools, parts, and pretty much everything in between. Okay, little bonus before we go any further. If your topside control buttons are working, but they're not doing what it says on the button itself, so if you're pressing a jet button and the light is coming on, it might just be that your spar pack has lost its programming. So most spar packs are able to control multiple devices, so multiple pumps, air blowers, and in doing so you can set them up to work with dual speed, single speed, different combinations. And when you change those modes, the buttons on the layout of the topside control often change too. So you have scenarios where you've got the same topside control but a different overlay card that says a different thing to be able to control the different devices that are connected. If you're pressing the button and it's doing something else, check your programming mode, find the manual online, and check that your spar pack is actually set to the correct mode. That could be just a simple fix where, again, you don't need to replace the topside control. A couple of things which are definite replacements. If you have no display but your buttons still work, then obviously it's a failed LCD. You've got to replace it, you've got no choice. If you have a bad display, so it's not where we have like water or condensation, but if you've got half of the segments missing, again you've got no choice. It's a full replacement on the topside control. When you're replacing a topside control, you want to do so with like for like, so you want to get the exact model. Normally when you lift them out, you'll be able to find the model number underneath. If you can't, then it is possible to identify these visually. You can match them up to the spar packs, and again, if you're not sure, get in touch. I'm always happy to help identify which parts you actually need. Sometimes it's possible to upgrade, but again, you've got to check for compatibility with the spar pack that you've got in, especially if it's an older hot tub, then the chances are it might not support a newer topside control. So like for like's always best. It is possible to upgrade, but check for compatibility. And the final point that I'd like to make is if you have an older hot tub, it can be cheaper in the long run to actually replace the spar pack and the topside at the same time. You can get a bundle, and those bundles tend to be a lot cheaper than older topsides and older spar packs. So for example, in general, as a spar pack gets older, the availability gets less, and that causes the price to go up. So quite often it's a lot cheaper to buy a new spar pack with a new topside control, and you can then just drop that into your hot tub. Again, if you're not sure, get in touch. Always happy to hear from you, and I'm sure I can help. As always, I appreciate the view. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. If you've liked this video, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.